Namaskar. So today I'm officially going to start a basic dancing tutorial. Basically the basic steps of Choka and Tribhanga. Before that, I want to make an announcement that in the end of every video I'm planning to put some interesting facts about Odissi dance, classical dance or anything, so that I just keep you informed about whatever I know. So I try my best to keep at least one session for that. So let's get started. But before starting, I want to tell you how organized these steppings are. Say for example, in Choka we have 10 steppings and in Tribhanga also we have 10 steppings. So the steppings are sorted in a way that the first step, the number one step of Choka or Tribhanga, has just one step. Similarly, the second step contains 2 steps and the third contains 3 steps and so on. So it will be really easy for you to remember. So in every lesson coming forward, I will put 1 or 2 steps of each, so that you get time to practice and remember. So let's just get started. Choka stepping number 1 contains 1 step. I'll do the legs first and then the hands. As I had told you in lesson 2, the Choka position is like making a square by the lower half of your body, and there will be 1 foot distance between both of your legs. Your hips are out, chest is up. Here is the side view as to how you should sit in Choka position. So now we are ready to do the Choka. Dha, kadi, na, ka, dhini, dha, kadi, na, ka. See, what you're doing here is you're not lifting your body. You are lifting your legs. You are in your shoulder level and you are just lifting your legs to your height. Your height doesn't increase a lot. It increases really like in millimeters, but your legs are lifting up just like this. So you see here, you have to lift both of your legs in such a way that both of your heels touch each other, but you're in the same level. You don't want to jump high. You want to lift your legs high. One more important thing that you should note is the sound that the stamp makes. Most of the classical dances make these sounds, this beautiful rhythmic sound that you have to make. In the beginning, your sound may not come, but with practice, you'll be able to do it soon. Now let's do the hands. Let's learn how you do it. So in Choka position, we want to keep our hands just like Lord Jagannath. You can clearly see the resemblance with the hand gestures of Jagannatha and Choka. So first you make your hand straight and then fold it from your elbow in 90 degrees, exactly 90 degrees. You don't want to keep it too low, too high, or some people just tend to lift their elbow up, which is not correct. The correct position is when your elbow cannot be seen from the front view. Now we are ready to do the legs and hands together. Dha, kadi, na, ka, dhini, dha, kadi, na, ka, dhini, dha, kadi, na, ka, dhini. Let's do a little bit faster, in a faster speed. Dha, kadi, na, ka, dhini, dha, kadi, na, ka, dhini, dha, kadi, na, ka, dhini, dha, faster speed. Now let's move on to Choka stepping number 2. As I had told you, it has 2 steps in it. We can divide the learning into 3 segments. One is leg, then the hands and the torso. One very important thing is your neck also. The neck movement also complements here. Let's get started with the legs. The legs will be in the same Choka position, having 1 foot distance between both the legs. And then we stamp our right leg, then our left leg. You see, again we are on the same level, just my leg is raising up from my knee level to the ground. but my height isn't increasing. Let's do the hand. So our legs and our hands are going to complement each other. So if we move our right leg, our right hand will move, and if we move our left leg, our left hand will move. Now how the hands move is from the wrist. We are not moving it from the elbow line, okay? So we are keeping the elbow straight, only the wrist moves just like this. So see, here is 1, here is 2. Very subtle. Now the third thing is your torso movement, which I taught you in lesson 3. Is just a reminder to show how it works. Now it's the time to use it. So how you use it is, when you stamp your right leg, your torso moves towards your left and vice versa. That means your legs and your torso are moving opposite to each other. Now to complete this entire step 2, your neck and your eyes, they play a really important role. I tell you how they work. So the catch here is your legs, your eyes and your neck are moving in the same direction and your torso is moving in the opposite direction. I think you should underline this thing, because this is entirely how the torso movement works with your body. Now when you prepare to stamp, that means when you raise your leg before you stamp, your all your eyes, your neck, they are also going to move in the direction of your raised leg, okay, as I had told you before, and your torso moves in the opposite direction, so that when you stamp, you will achieve what you want. Now let's combine hands, legs, eyes, neck together. And tha, ka thi na ka di ni dha, ka thi na ka di ni dha, ka thi na ka di ni dha, ka thi na ka double dha, ka thi na ka di ni dha, ka thi na ka di ni dha, ka thi na ka di ni dha, ka thi na ka di ni. Hello everybody, so I hope you have learned something, remembered something, and as I had told you in the beginning of the video that I'll come up with some interesting facts about Odissi dance or classical dance. So today I will tell you that how old is Odissi dance. So you won't believe that the traces of Odissi dance have been found in so many, sculptures carved in temples and monuments like Khandagiri and Udaygiri. So those things are kind of made in 2nd century BC. So you think how old Odissi dance is. It's really interesting that such an age-old dance is still so popular and is going to be popular in future also. So that's all for today. Stay tuned and please subscribe to my channel. Namaste.